You ever read a single line and feel your stomach turn? In a sworn 2016 deposition, Johanna Sjoberg was recruited into Jeffrey Epstein's world as a young masseuse, later was asked if Epstein ever talked about Bill Clinton. And she answered that Epstein said, "Clinton likes them young. He was talking about girls." Now, pause for a second, because that line is not proof of a crime. It's Epstein talking. It's hearsay about a man who built his life on manipulation and status games. But here's why it matters. Epstein didn't say it in a vacuum. He said it while he was already orbiting the rich and powerful, and Clinton's name wasn't a random flex. The connection is documented in flight manifests, photos, and repeated proximity over time. So tonight, we're doing this the right way. Every confirmed tie, what it means, what it doesn't, and the questions that still won't go away. On January 30th, 2026, the U.S. Department of Justice released over 3 million pages of Epstein-related material, plus about 180,000 images and 2,000 videos, under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Todd Blanche said this was the final major batch, while also acknowledging that millions of pages were withheld or redacted for reasons including victim privacy, privileges, and illegal material. And this matters for Clinton because the earlier release in December 2025 included photos where he appears, some with Epstein's circle, reviving a question that never fully died. How does a former president get that close to a predator like Epstein without alarms blaring? Let's get brutally clear. Photos can be devastating without being dispositive. The DOJ releases in December 2025 included multiple images of Clinton, a photo showing him with Epstein, social setting, shots with faces redacted, likely privacy protections, a pool photo where Clinton is seen in the water with Ghislaine Maxwell and a redacted person, and other celebrity context photos, e.g., one featuring Mick Jagger in the same image set. Here's the honest takeaway. These photos confirm social access. They do not confirm sexual misconduct, but they do strengthen the core question: why was Clinton comfortable being photographed in Epstein's universe at all? If you want a line that lands hard, the photos don't prove a crime. They prove something else: access, comfort, familiarity. And in Epstein's world, that alone is a warning sign. 26 times versus 4 trips. The confusion people weaponize. This is where most coverage gets sloppy. Clinton's camp has long said he took a limited number of trips on Epstein's plane for humanitarian work, but flight manifests and reporting often count individual flight legs segments, not trips in the way normal humans describe travel. So you'll see headlines like 26 times, 27 times, or similar, usually meaning segments. And here's the part that matters for your episode. Even if you accept the segments versus trips explanation, this is still a lot of shared airspace with a predator. What the manifests actually show, and why it's damning optics. Flight logs widely circulated in Epstein litigation and later document releases list Clinton as a passenger on Epstein aircraft, sometimes with Secret Service listed on board, sometimes with other known figures. A frequently cited example: a September 2002 Africa trip on Epstein's jet that included Clinton and celebrities such as Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker. Your strongest framing here: this is not rumor, it's documented travel. The logs don't prove Clinton saw abuse, but they do prove repeat reliance on Epstein's private infrastructure, planes, logistics, network. The why question nobody can hand-wave away. Even if the flights were for philanthropy, the unavoidable question is, why was Epstein, of all people, positioned as a transport hub for a former president's global work? Because that's how Epstein hunted power. He didn't just buy sex access, he bought status insulation. He surrounded himself with immunity by association, and a former president is the ultimate shield. Now back to that deposition. In the unsealed 2016 testimony, Sjoberg recalled Epstein saying the line about Clinton. Sjoberg did not claim she met Clinton or witnessed wrongdoing by him. This is crucial because your credibility depends on you saying it plainly. So, why does the line still matter? Because it reveals Epstein's behavior. He name dropped powerful men as a control tactic. He used celebrity proximity to make victims feel trapped. Look who's connected to me. Who's going to believe you? You can say something like, even if Epstein was lying, the purpose of the lie is its own horror story because it's how predators turn fame into a weapon. And then hit them with the clean legal reality. It's hearsay. Epstein allegedly said it. Sjoberg reports it. It's not proof, but it's also not nothing because it's consistent with how Epstein cultivated a myth of untouchable protection. This is the landmine section. Do it carefully, and you'll look like the adult in the room. What's publicly reported in recent coverage, Clinton has denied visiting Epstein's private island, and reporting over the years has repeatedly noted that denial. A key point floating around in the discourse is what flight logs do or don't prove. The record is messy and claims often outrun what's documentable. So your best approach is state Clinton's denial clearly. State that some accusers have made statements about prominent figures' presence in Epstein's world, but also that those statements do not necessarily include accusations of wrongdoing by Clinton. Refuse to oversell what you can't prove and pivot to what you can prove, the flights and photos. That keeps your episode brutal but defensible. The January 2026 release immediately triggered backlash over redactions and missing material, with lawmakers and survivors arguing victims' identities were exposed while powerful men remained protected, or that the DOJ still hasn't fully complied. So yes, timing and politics are part of this story, but don't let it become your story. Your line, I don't care who's in office, if the government can't release these files without protecting predators more than victims, then the system is still broken. What's solid? Clinton appears in DOJ-released photos tied to Epstein materials. Flight manifests and reporting show Clinton traveled on Epstein aircraft multiple times, often counted as many legs segments. A 2016 deposition records Sjoberg recounting Epstein saying, Clinton likes them young, without Sjoberg alleging she met Clinton or witnessed misconduct by him. What is not proven, and you should say this out loud, no publicly established smoking gun in these releases showing Clinton committed a crime related to Epstein. The most inflammatory claims online are often conspiracy-laced and not evidence-based. Call that out once, so you're not grouped with it. The question you leave them with, if Epstein is a known predator, why did a former president keep ending up inside his circle, on his plane, in his photos, in his myth-making? And then, the closer, this isn't about party, it's about power. Because Epstein didn't thrive because he was clever, he thrived because important people treated him like a useful tool, until the bill came due. If you found this episode informative, please like and subscribe, support the channel to keep us going. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.